Good evening, Internet. It is the morning of July 25th, 2012, and this is Independence Day. So, we will be resuming our playthrough of Bastion. This will be part 2. And since I don't actually know much about the length of the game, we might finish the game tonight. Or maybe we won't. Either way, it'll be exciting, we'll have fun. You guys will get to see a pretty great game. So let's go ahead and get this thing started. Previously on Bastion, we did some stuff and built some stuff and met some dudes. And did you know that you can try holding left trigger to lock onto nearby targets? Ow, jeez. That kinda sucks, just fall out of the sky. Alright, let's see. This is one of those dudes that we talked to. Let's see what let's see what's up with him now.
The marshals seem like good men, he says. They treated him with dignity.
Okay, that's cool.
Zolf brought his antique smoking pipe all the way from the terminals. Kid takes another drag, goes out like a light.
Alright, let's see if we can do this a little better than last time.
There's something you should know about the kid, but let me take it from the top.
This is already off to a poor start.
Catches up with the kid. Hardly had a moment's rest since all this started. Fair to say he's led a hard life, supposing what he says in his sleep ain't no lie. He never knew his old man, but he had his mama to take care of. Frail thing with pure white hair like his.
You know, I was wondering about the white hair thing.
Having his mama's hair did the kid no favors while he was growing up, but he learned to hold his own out there.
Oof. know, in hindsight, I probably shouldn't have returned to this game by diving into something so immediately difficult. And yet, again, here we are.
School ain't working out, so the kid signs up for a turn on the rippling walls. Make his mama some money.
Oh!
What was I saying? Anyway.
No. Oh wait, I do have another chance, so I guess I'll take this one chance.
Thanks to folks like the kid, the walls kept Ceylondia safe from whatever's out there. The elements, the Ura, you name it. Once the kid done his time, he hurried on home. Turns out his mama's time was done too.
Oh. Oh god, that thing's huge! What the hell? I thought for sure it was going to plummet me directly down that hole. Alright. At least that's most of the problem down.
The city had nothing for him. The money he'd been sending home was nowhere to be found either.
Oh. I've made some poor decisions.
Past don't matter for nothing now.
Oh well. Could have gone worse. So let's go ahead and see about restoring the Bastion now. Once I remember where I was going. Oh, okay, I need another crystal.
Zolf's travels ain't much compared to what the kids had to go through for all this.
Lost and found. Cool. So where to next? Fifth Orchard. Actually, it looks like the Pith Orchard is the only place with a core remaining. So, we'll go that way.
No use praying to the gods these days. No time for it either. Folks used to make pilgrimage here to pay their respects to Pith, the bull. Pith Orchard. The place is a dead end in more ways than one. Well, the gods are long gone now, and the orchard core is long gone too. Seems Pith ain't much of a watchdog. The gods don't care about trinkets, but the kid ain't no god.
Sorry, kid, I didn't mean to blow you up. Still feel bad about
Pith stood for something once.
that.
Something real. In time, though, the bull stopped being a symbol and started being decoration. Pith makes a decent scarecrow, at least.
Oh!
Then Pith lights up like a rodeo. Ain't easy punching through his hide. Kid breaks into bits. Must have been guarding that shrine.
Clearly,
so what'll it be?
We should go
Invoke
inside.
the gods, or tell them off.
Whoa, wait, what?
Pith.
I don't understand why. Oh, it gives me more experience points. You know what? Sure, we'll try it.
Kid decides to press his luck. Well, if the gods are alive, they must be plenty sore.
Alright, let's turn it off. Nah, I'll leave it on. I'll leave it on.
Kid ain't never seen windbags that quick. Maybe old Pith put a scare in him.
Ah, that sucks.
Pith's trial, and he's richer for it.
A whole lot deader too, though.
Kid ain't found a core, but at least he found Zolf's precious shrine. Now we can build a shrine of our own, though I got some alternatives in mind.
So did I miss it? Or...
Zolf doesn't touch the thing. Says the god of commotion is no children's toy. Turn him round and round all you like. Pith's still gonna be ugly.
Huh.
Even since the Ura surrendered to us, the marshals kept a wary eye on him. The Ura feared the gods. We turned them into toys, put their faces on our walls.
Oh, here we go.
The Langston River flowed free and wild till the calamity drank it all up. Maybe all that water just grew wings and flew off.
I do hope they explained the calamity at some point. I'm itching to know the story behind that.
Riverbanks swarming with windbags. They're so bent on finding the core, they hardly notice the kid. Lucky for him, a certain famous ferry barge is still afloat. Weepin' Nellie. She sent some squirts crying home as she leaves port. Maybe Nellie knows the way to the core. Maybe she can slip right past all the clamor on the coast. Or maybe not. Security skiff pulls up portside. Nellie's just another windbag to those guns. Just then, the windbags notice who she's sailing with. They're pretty steamed about what happened at Cinderbreak. They try to cut her off.
Well, they're not doing a very good job of it so far. Just saying.
They try to slow her down. They try to knock her out. Well, Weepin' Nellie tries harder. Try as she might, though, she hits a snag. The kid's gotta help her get untangled. Favors for favors. Picked a good spot for a break, 'cause the core's right there. He takes a hard hit, but he ain't finished.
Oh.
Then the kid hears an unusual sound, like 100 flapping wings. Peckers. They've been watching his every move. They had their own eyes on the core. But why? Well, kid ain't got time to think it over just yet.
Everyone wants these things so bad.
He finds Weeping Nellie raring to go. Turns out she's got a special surprise for when the waters get rough.
Excellent. So these guys are on my side.
She's gonna need a little help with all them peckers. Crafty things think they're king of the roost now. Rest of us only wish we could fly in times like these. Security skiffs keep on coming, starboard side. Don't seem to care what they shoot, as long as they hit something. Windbags getting even better idea.
Oh, jeez.
They aim to smash Weeping Nellie to splinters.
I don't want any of that.
Kid boards one of them skiffs like some kind of Ceylondian privateer.
What? Come on. Okay.
Well, the river ain't coming back just by talking about it.
I'm gonna see if I can turn off the statue, the worship thing, because I don't want it to go super fast. Yes, everything I said made so much sense right now. I know. The shrine. I want to go back to the shrine and make it so the enemies don't move faster. Although I'm not sure if I can do that, actually. Unless maybe it's something to do with that. Because that's the distillery. There's the smith, the arsenal. Lost and found. I suppose I may just have to deal with it for now. So let's go back to the Langston River.
Well, the river ain't coming back just by talking about it.
It could. Maybe. Probably not.
Riverbank swarming with windbags. They're so bent on finding the core, they hardly notice the kid. Lucky for him, a certain famous ferry barge is still afloat.
That was dumb.
Weeping Nellie. She sends some squirts crying home as she leaves port. Maybe Nellie knows the way to the core. Maybe she can slip right past all the clamor on the coast. Or maybe not. The security skiff pulls up port side. Nellie's just another windbag to those guns. Just then, the windbags notice who she's sailing with. They're pretty steamed about what happened at Cinderbray. They try to cut her off. They try to slow her down. They try to knock her out. Well, Weepin' Nellie tries harder. Try as she might, though, she hits a snag. Kid's gotta help her get untangled. Favors for favors. At least she picked a good spot for a break. Cause the core's right there.
Keep it.
Then the kid hears an unusual sound, like 100 flapping wings. Peckers. They've been watching his every move. They had their own eyes on the core. But why? Well, kid ain't got time to think it over just yet. He finds Weepin' Nellie raring to go. Turns out she's got a special surprise for when the waters get rough. She's gonna need a little help with all them peckers. Crafty things think they're king of the roost now. Rest of us only wish we could fly in times like these. Security skiffs keep on coming the starboard side. Don't seem to care what they shoot, as long as they hit something. Windbags get an even better idea. They aim to smash Weepin' Nellie to splinters.
Worth it.
They don't know the kid's just trying to help. Or maybe they don't care. Well, it all proves too much for poor Nellie.
Oh no.
She's just gotta make one last stop. With her last breath, Nellie gets the kid to solid ground. Solid ground in Pecker country.
Oh, really?
They want that core real bad. just as bad as a kid. Kid shoos him off, knowing they'll be back. Know how many times Kid nearly fell off the barge back there? A good couple of times. Now, listen close. You should remember this next part. Why go to Prosper Bluff?
I don't know. Why don't you tell us? Why should we go to Prosper
Used
Bluff?
to take an enterprising man or a plain old fool to venture out that far. The city was the most beautiful place in the world. We all knew that. But on the other hand, some folks just yearn to see the things they're told they can't. And that's why you go to Prosper Bluff, ain't it? The other kid hears something he ain't heard in a long while. How's it go again? Yeah, that's the one. Well, no point explaining what happens next, right?
I wish you would.
Suffice it to say, kid ain't coming home empty-handed. And besides, it's like the song goes. They'll be here before too long.
Oh.
We darn near celebrated when the kid got back, didn't we? Zolf never thought he'd see a fellow or again. We become fast friends. Calamity has that effect on people. But there was more to be done. There was one last core to find. A scientific journal written in Zolf's native tongue. He learned so much from it. Too much. If only I'd known half the secrets of the Calamity were tucked away in that book, I'd have worked to translate it right away. Most of the Ura never got a taste of Ceylondia's fine goods, unless they were born and raised in the city like Zia here. Girl tried to run away from home one time, but the marshals stopped that, didn't they? So many secrets in there, and she can't even read it. Her father's own journal. Kid's surprised when I tell him there's only one core left. I shouldn't have believed it either. Behold the Pantheon. We track the final core beyond the city to the wilds.
Let's go get it.
The wild unknown. Place can eat a man alive. Place is so raw, even the Calamity couldn't cook it. Not all of it. Know what's better than having a slinger pistol in a fight? Having two.
Excellent.
Kid's faster than a slinger with those guns. Savage things lurking at every turn. Pin cushions ain't the worst of it either. Becca's got the core, like that film, the Bastion of her own. The welcoming committee scrambles to attention.
Oh God.
Didn't expect the kid so soon.
Okay, so
they shouldn't have let their guard down. Getting that core was one thing. Getting out's gonna be another. He digs his way out of the clearing, but the wilds won't let him go without a fight. Wallflowers survived the calamity. It toughened him up.
Interesting.
Best take it real slow when pincushions are afoot. A handful of Winnebago shipments made it out this far. Kid's seen the last of them. Don't ever turn your back on a pincushion. Kid's roused up half the wilds by now. Then Kid gets the feeling he's being watched. Not by me, by a lunkhead. Lunkheads ain't fond of two-legged animals. Hit him anywhere but the hindquarters and only make him mad. Hardly any signs of the old Bastion camp. He's anxious to get back. After all, he's got the final core. His journey's over, right? Well, no, it ain't. Not by a long shot. Kid knows something's up when we ain't there to give a warm welcome. See, Zolf and I were just wrapping up a heated discussion. Zolf can barely muster the words. The calamity failed, he says, but I will not. And with that, Zolf leaves us here, alone.
Oh my.
Zolf cursed the city, cursed the Bastion, cursed me, said he was going home. When Zolf got through reading that journal, he just snapped, started smashing up the monument till I tried to stop him. pretty bad. But there's a way to put her back together. The shards. We're gonna need all of them to nurse the Bastion back to health. The city brought the shards to the wilds. Now the kid's gonna bring them back.
Alright, well, let's go get him. Although, I think I want to change my weapon. Oh. I think I want to change my weapon back.
Anything survives a musket shot ought to be quick work for that blade. After Zolf's little episode, Kid sets off in search of shards. First stop, Jawson Bog. You'll get lost in that bog, I told the kid, and I won't be able to guide you back. Well, I let him go. What else could I do? What could any of us do? Zolf put us in a real bind. Hurt the Bastion bad. But the shards can make it better. They're like smaller doses of the core's medicine. Shame the only place to fill that prescription is out here in the wilds. This place is intoxicating.
What?
Don't know where he's gone. Might be gone for good for all I know. Wherever he is, somewhere in there. There and welcome him with open arms. Kid pops him good. That a survivor? No, ma'am. It's a lonesome ghost of a gas fella. What do you say to a kid who's seen too much? I'm Zolf of Libra. Pleased to make your acquaintance. Now the kid sees something stranger still. Did anybody else survive? Sure enough, he finds peckers, lunkheads, wallflowers, pincushions, vine apples, swamp weeds, ankle gators.
What?
There is no way out.
Wow, that's incredibly creepy.
Don't know where he's gone. Might be gone for good for all I know. wherever he is. Somewhere I've never been. Somewhere I never want to go. The dead welcome him with open arms. The kid pops him good. That a survivor? No, ma'am. It's a lonesome ghost of a gas fella. What do you say to a kid who's seen too much? I'm Zolf of Leura. Pleased to make your acquaintance. Now the kid sees something stranger still. Did anybody else survive? Peckers, lunkheads, wallflowers, pincushions, pineapples, swamp weeds, ankle gators. There's no way out. Now the Bastion can send them even farther into the wild unknown. Kid sets foot inside one of Ceylondia's famous watering holes. He has the nerve to flash the shield he stole. He's a petty thief. The security's just mad to straighten him out. Succeeds where the calamity fails. Would you look at what he did to poor old Rondi, the bartender? Proper story's supposed to start at the beginning. It's so simple with this one. Now here's a kid whose whole world's alright, snoozing there on a rock in the sky. He wakes up. I'm just fooling.
Oh God.
He sees what's left of the rippling walls. Years of work undone in an instant. He sees what's left of Piff, the bull. The gods, they're all undone. He sees what's left of his lifelong friend. His friend, he's come undone too. He sees what's left undone. thought we'd lost him, but he finally comes to. The shard ain't lost either. Not anymore. Now to find a ticket out of this hole. Bootlickers dig their nasty thorns into his heels. Disgusting things. Ever heard of the lung blossom? It's bigger than the stories say. The breath on that thing, like a scumbag sprung a leak.
Oh God.
They say one whiff of lung blossom can make you lose your mind. Kid ain't about to be plant food just yet. Well, the kid prunes it down to size somehow. Mother only knows what happened in the bog. Kid never much cared to speak of it.
Alright, so that whole thing was a wonderful, creepy nightmare.
A shard is like a poor man's core, but beggars can't be choosers. That's it. A few more shards like that, and we'll be back in business. A single shard can breathe new life into this place. The shard's got enough juice to spruce up any of these places. He ain't all that shy. We ain't much for pleasantries. The arsenal's complete, in case we need protection. The city tried to use the shards to stake out the wilds. So much for that plan. Ankle gators used to roam the wilds, and they nested at Rothus Lagoon. Many a tale folks used to scare their children straight originated here. All kinds of beasts what don't know up from down, still lurking about. Even the brushers learned to fear this place. They used to think that ankle gators were extinct. Well,
holy God.
They ain't. One of them's been living in the tall grass. Turns out Queen Anne got a hold of a shard. Ankle gators love shiny things. Know what smells worse than an ankle gator's breath? The stinkweed. Ain't time for pecker hunting, but the kid can't resist. Can't fight Queen Anne without the proper tools. Bad idea to walk in gator grass. Brushers use their pikes to keep their distance around here. Now the kid can do the same. Sharp sticks make Queen Anne nervous, so she backs off a bit. Kid's got a mean throwing arm. Those pincushions been living off the ankle gator's scraps. Queenie leads the kid into some kind of twisted trap. One bad step in that tall grass, and it's Queen Anne's lunch. He holds his ground. Seems the Queen's running out of options. He takes off after her. The closer you get to an ankle gator's lair, the thicker the tall grass grows. Kid's gotta make a run for it. That old gator's right on his tail. That's ankle gator country for you. Queen's got one mean bite. Queenie must have scared a bunch of peckers out of hiding. Seems even stinkweeds know to stay away from the Queen. Ankle gators don't much care for their young. That's why there ain't many around. Wanna know how to find an ankle gator lair?
Nope.
You use a kid as bait. The shard's sitting in plain view. Now she's coming for him. She's got nowhere else to go. They say if you run across an ankle gator, you better keep running. hasty in a place like this. She's starting to get annoyed. And now he's made her mad. Rest in peace, Queen Anne. That was for the brushers.
Whew.
Kid's done what needed to be done.
Alright, that was pretty nuts. Not as like
Queen
Chris
Anne's
Gillisation,
reign
though.
is over. We even got a crown jewel. All that trouble for a single shard. But you know what? It was worth it. Just the occasion to crack open the distillery's private reserve. Squirt cider will toughen you right up. Too bad about the musty aftertaste. You want to tune a scrap musket, you start with the barrel. To fix a brusher's pike, you just need a good length of knife bark. They said Queen Anne was just a folktale. Now there's living proof she ain't. The next shard should be farther out there in the wilds.
Point Lemaine.
Know how Caelondia became the richest city in the world? 2 words. Point Lemaine. If the wilds could ever be tamed, it was gonna happen right here. The army's triggers once had the place on lockdown. Kid might as well pick up where they left off. Blam! Just like my fighting days. A gun like that can even put the wilds in check.
Oh. Interesting.
Point Lemaine seen better days for sure, but it ain't done. shudders in a fit. The Grand Rail at Point Lemaine, not only is it still there, it still works. Of course, it's no longer shipping hides and alloys and spices, but it can give the kid a lift. Just as long as he can stay clear of the trouble on the tracks. Grand Rail's all grown over with things of calamity chewed up and spat out. Things eager to take back their turf. Kid don't let so much as one of those things slip by. Lunkheads settled in like they own the place. Not much wiggle room up there near the rail. Takes fancy footwork on the rail, what with wallflowers, coffin, fungus everywhere. Of course, the Grand Rail's seen much more fighting in bygone times. Near on 50 years ago, first shots fired in the Ura-Celandian War. It was right here that Zolf's Ura forefathers decided to mix it up.
Okay, so you can't walk on that. That's not actually more platform.
Okay, so maybe we didn't get their sign-off on the whole Grand Rail thing. That was bad. The rail must have shook the Ura to the bone down in those dens of theirs. Well, the rail won't last much longer now that the kid took the shard. It's still got one good run in store for him, though. All the rotten wood there on the rails turned it into swamp weed central. Ever tried dancing side to side while holding your breath? While choking on swamp weed? While peckers trying to prick you in the eye? Well, let me tell you, it ain't fun. last, it's the end of the line. He'll be picking swamp weed out of those boots for days. Turns out he's got company up at the rail station, waiting for him. Not just another wallflower or pincushion like it. At first he thinks it's Zolf. "This is for you," says the man. Then wham! When the kid comes to, the man's long gone, but something else is there. The only words kid recognizes on that parchment are for Zia. Well, what's a kid to do? He took the shard, he took the hit, and he took that note. That note cuts straight to the heart of things, don't it?
Does it? I'm afraid I don't understand.
That Gator's a crazy gal, but so's the gal who promised to look after her. Finding gourmet ingredients ain't easy these days, but we'll take what we can get. The note says it plain. Zia, go east to learn the truth about the calamity and our people. I'll be waiting. Sincerely, Zolf. Zolf's messenger was one of his people. Wondered just how many of them survived, and what exactly Zolf told him. It ain't too late to unlock the potential of this place. Ain't saying much, but that's the greatest forge in all the city. That's the way to make every shot count. The shards are getting harder to find.
I wonder how many there are left.
Not everything blew up in the calamity. Why, Colford Cauldron here blew up way ahead of its time. The cauldron boiled over some 300 years ago. They say it filled the skies with ash and the lakes with molten rock. If you wanted to survive something like that, you had to learn to adapt. So, in a way, the beasts of the wilds, they're all survivors too. It takes a certain stubborn pride to keep on living in a place like this. As for us, we learned an awful lot from Colford Cauldron. That learning led to some interesting inventions. The raw power of the world fell right into our hands. Playing with the cauldron's fires became an addiction. Can't fault our people for their natural curiosity, can you? Sure, we dusted off a good many secrets out here. But we discovered other things we're better off not knowing. The taste of air so hot it sticks to your lungs. Best to keep out of the cauldron.
Yeah, too late for that.
All sorts of awful things crawling underfoot. You can cook those things, but you can't eat them. We kept on sifting through the cauldron's secrets anyway. The more ash we swept aside, the more life we found. Place as inhospitable as they come. After all, when we look down inside Culford Cauldron, look down through all the smoke and flames, we saw in there the heart of the world, the heart now laid bare by the calamity. We had to have it. As for the kid, he just has to get that shard out of there. Too bad taking that thing woke up every last stink eye from here to Johnson Bog. Sure, it ain't the most convenient path. Biggest stink eye he's ever seen's waiting for him on the other side. Well, it ain't polite to stare. And where there's one stink eye, there's always more.
No more stink eyes, please.
The cauldron's tenants all gather up to bid the kid a fond farewell. Kid don't shed any tears for him, though. With a good spyglass, you can still see the cauldron from the city. But all the fires died out. There's nothing left of it.
I don't want to see any of it ever again.
It comes back looking like the inside of a chimney. The shard works like a charm. You can hear the monument's heartbeat again. The memorial may be finished, but our part is far from over. We spotted a pecker carrying a shard to Mount Zan.
Alright, and due to me being completely exhausted, I think that'll be the end for tonight. So hopefully next week with part 3 we'll be able to finish up with Bastion. Well, actually that's really kind of bittersweet. I say hopefully because I do want to finish it. But at the same time I am really enjoying this game. I know I might seem super bored right now because I've been especially quiet tonight, but I am just that tired. However, with that in mind, we will return next week with more Independence Day. Have a good evening, Internet.